Sit down, Mom said, her voice sharp enough to make the old dining chairs creak in sympathy. I slid into my seat, already tense. What's this about? She folded her arms. Family meeting, important. Lily bounced into the room, scrolling on her phone. Is this going to take long? I've got plans, I clenched my jaw. Guess my time doesn't matter. Mom shot me a look. Don't start. She waited until Lily sat, then leaned forward. We need to talk about money. My stomach tightened. What about it? Your sister's tuition is overdue. Books, housing, transportation, it's piling up. I stayed silent. You've been saving, haven't you? She continued. You could help. Family comes first. I let out a dry laugh. Help? You mean give up everything I've worked for? Lily finally looked up. Oh my God, it's not that deep. You've been hoarding cash while I'm drowning. Do you want me to drop out? Hoarding? I snapped. I earned every cent. Late shifts, weekends, double shifts, while you were out shopping or posting selfies. Her eyes narrowed. Wow, bitter much? Enough, Mom said, raising her voice. This isn't about jealousy. It's about sacrifice. We all do it for family. I felt my hands shake under the table. When did you ever ask if I wanted to sacrifice? Mom leaned closer. We fed you, clothed you, kept a roof over your head. Don't act like you did everything alone, I glared back. I never asked for extras. I never asked for private tutors, designer bags, new phones every year. That was Lily, and now you expect me to pay for it? Lily rolled her eyes. You're so dramatic. It's just money. Just money? My laugh came out hollow. That just money was my way out. My shot at not being stuck here forever. Mom's tone softened, but it felt rehearsed. Sweetheart, this is temporary. Once Lily finishes college, she'll make us all proud. You'll see. I shook my head slowly. You're asking me to give up my future for hers. She hesitated. I'm asking you to be a good son. Those words sliced deeper than I expected. My chest tightened. So if I say no, I'm a bad son? Mom's silence said it all. Lily crossed her arms. Honestly, it wouldn't kill you to care about someone other than yourself for once. That broke me. Care? I've done nothing but care. Who covered the electric bill last winter when Dad's hours got cut? Who bought groceries half the time? Me, but nobody remembers that, do they? Mom pressed her lips together. This isn't the time to bring up old things. Old things? I slammed my palm against the table. Those old things are why I barely sleep, why I drag myself through shifts while she sleeps till noon. And now you want my savings like it's community property? Lily scoffed. You're acting like a victim. Maybe you don't deserve money if it makes you this bitter. I froze. The room spun for a moment, heat rising to my face. Maybe I don't deserve this family. The silence was brutal. Even Lily lowered her eyes. Mom finally whispered, You'll understand one day. I pushed back my chair, the scrape loud and final. No, Mom, one day you'll understand me. I walked out, but inside I knew this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. Mom cornered me in the living room before I could even grab my jacket. Family comes first, she said firmly, arms crossed. I sighed. And I don't count as family? Her eyes narrowed. Don't twist my words. You're being selfish. You should be ashamed. Ashamed? My chest tightened. For wanting to keep what I earned? Yes, her voice rose. Do you think money matters more than your sister's future? Lily stormed in, phone in hand. This is insane. All my friends have parents who pay for their college, their apartments, their lives. But me, I'm stuck begging my own brother. Begging? I snapped. You've never begged in your life. You demand and Mom hands it over. Lily threw her arms up. You don't get it. Do you know how humiliating it is when everyone else gets support and I have to stress about bills? You don't care how hard my life is, I laughed bitterly. Hard? Try juggling 2 jobs while studying, eating instant noodles for weeks just to save. That's hard. Stop competing, Mom cut in sharply. You're supposed to help, not compare. I clenched my fists. Why is it always me? Why not her? Why not you? Mom's eyes flashed. Don't raise your voice. We've done everything for you, fed you, clothed you, gave you a home. And this is how you repay us? By hoarding money while your sister suffers? Her words hit like stones. So everything you did for me was a debt? A loan I'm supposed to repay forever? Mom's lips thinned. Don't be dramatic. From the couch, Dad finally shifted, his voice quiet. Let's not fight, I turned to him. You've been sitting there this whole time saying nothing. Do you even care? He looked away. I don't want to upset your mother. My laugh was hollow. Of course. Keep the peace, even if it kills me. Don't talk like that, Mom snapped. Your sister needs you. That's the end of it. No, it's not the end, I shot back. It's always been this way. Lily gets everything. I get leftovers. Now you want the one thing that's mine? Tears welled in Mom's eyes, but they felt like weapons. We sacrificed so much for you. How can you throw that in our faces? I swallowed hard, anger and guilt battling inside me. You didn't sacrifice for me. You invested in Lily. I was just the backup plan. Silence fell. Lily's jaw dropped. That's disgusting. You're jealous of me? I'm tired of pretending, I said, my voice shaking. You've always been the star. The golden child. I'm just the one who plugs holes when the ship sinks. Mom pressed a hand to her chest. How dare you say that after everything we've given you? What have you given me? I demanded. A constant reminder that I'm not enough? That my worth is in what I can hand over? Her tears spilled, and Dad muttered, maybe we should end this. But I wasn't done. No, Dad, we're ending nothing. I need to know, am I your son or am I just Lily's insurance policy? No one answered. Lily looked away. Mom sobbed quietly. Dad sank deeper into the couch, and in that silence, I finally knew the truth. 3 nights of lying awake left me hollow. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard Mom's voice, selfish. I heard Lily whining about her hard life. I heard Dad's silence, heavier than any word. By the 4th morning, I snapped. I walked into the kitchen, notebook clutched under my arm. Mom and Lily sat at the table, sipping coffee like nothing had happened. I cleared my throat. I'm not giving you my savings. The mugs froze halfway to their lips. Mom's eyes widened. Excuse me. You heard me, I said, my voice firmer than I felt. This money is mine. I worked for it. It's not a donation fund for Lily's lifestyle, Lily scoffed. Lifestyle? You think college is a lifestyle? You think clothes for interviews are a lifestyle? You've had everything handed to you, I snapped. I fought for every dollar. Every late shift, every exam I nearly failed because I was working. That's my sweat sitting in that account. Mom slammed her cup down, coffee sloshing. How dare you speak to us like this? We're your family. Family doesn't mean I'm your bank, I shot back. Her face reddened. Selfish, cold-hearted. After everything we gave you, I cut her off. No, after everything I gave up. You never noticed because you were too busy polishing Lily's crown, Lily gasped. Wow, heartless. That's what you are. Heartless. The word stung, but I didn't flinch. If standing up for myself makes me heartless, fine. Better that than spineless. Mom stood, pointing a trembling finger at me. Don't you dare disrespect me under this roof, I met her glare. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And right now, you've lost mine. From the corner, Dad shifted uncomfortably, hiding behind his newspaper. I turned on him. Say something, Dad. He lowered the paper but wouldn't meet my eyes. Let's just calm down. Calm down? I laughed bitterly. You watch her tear me apart and you call it calm down? You've been silent my whole life. Do you even know what I've sacrificed? He sighed, rubbing his temples. I don't want to make things worse. You already did, I said flatly. The room pulsed with tension. Lily muttered, You'll regret this when I'm successful and you're still bitter. I looked at her and shook my head. Success without gratitude is emptiness, Lily. You'll learn that one day. She rolled her eyes. Spare me the lecture. Mom clutched her chest dramatically. I can't believe you turned into this ungrateful boy. No, I said quietly. I turned into a man who's tired of being used. For the first time in years, they had no quick answer. The silence that followed was deafening, but inside me, something shifted. My knees trembled, yet my chest felt lighter. That night, I opened my notebook. I wrote down every extra shift I took so Lily could get new shoes. Every birthday gift I skipped buying for myself. Every bill I covered when Mom said, we'll pay you back later. Line by line, I built my case. Not for court, but for my own heart. When I finished, I stared at the pages. This wasn't just about dollars. It was about boundaries. Ones I had never drawn. Ones I was finally ready to defend. I closed the notebook and whispered into the quiet, not anymore. For the first time, I actually believed it. I checked my phone that night, scrolling through notifications half asleep until one message froze me. Savings account withdrawal complete. My throat tightened. I hadn't touched that money. I logged in with shaking hands. Balance almost zero. My chest went cold. Mom! I shouted, storming into the living room. Dad was glued to the TV, Lily tapping on her phone. Mom looked up, annoyed. What's with the yelling? She asked. My account, I snapped. Where's my money? Mom sighed like I was asking about groceries. Oh, that. I borrowed it for Lily's tuition. You'll thank me later. I stared at her. You what? It's not a big deal, she waved me off. Education is an investment. Your sister needed it. That was my savings, I said through clenched teeth. Every shift, every hour I worked, gone. Lily finally looked up. Relax, it's for college. Don't be so selfish. Selfish? My voice cracked. I've been paying bills, buying groceries, fixing things in this house. And you take the only thing I had? Dad coughed, eyes never leaving the screen. Don't make a scene, I turned to him. You knew? He shifted uncomfortably. Your mother made the call. Best for the family. Mom folded her arms. You'll make more. You're young. Lily's future can't wait. I laughed bitterly. So my future means nothing? You're being dramatic, she shot back. We'll pay you back someday. Someday? I repeated, shaking my head. You won't, and we both know it, her tone sharpened. Watch your mouth. Don't talk to me like that. You stole from me, I said quietly, but my words cut. The room fell silent. Even Lily stopped smirking. Don't use that word, Mom snapped. We're family. Family shares. No, I said firmly. Family doesn't drain your account behind your back. Family doesn't decide your hard work belongs to someone else, Lily muttered. It's just money. Just money? I stepped closer. Do you know what I gave up to save that? Nights out, new clothes, everything. I bled for that account. Her face turned defensive. Well, now it's helping me. Isn't that better than it sitting there? I felt my rage simmer into something sharper, clarity. No, it's theft, plain and simple. Mom stood. Enough. You live under this roof, you follow our decisions. Don't forget who raised you. Her words cut, but not the way she wanted. I finally saw it clearly. They never saw me as my own person, just a resource. I looked at Dad one last time. He stayed quiet, pretending to be invisible. I exhaled slowly. Fine, keep it. But understand something? I'm done being your victim. Mom frowned. What's that supposed to mean? It means I won't forget this, I said. Not tonight, not ever. I walked out before anyone could answer, my fists trembling but my head strangely clear. Rage burned inside me, but it wasn't chaos, it was fuel. This wasn't just betrayal. It was war, and for once I wasn't afraid to fight. I spent the next day digging through drawers, shoeboxes, and old email receipts. Every gas fill-up, every grocery run, every utility payment I covered, it all went into one thick folder. I wrote the title in bold, Family Debt Payable Upon Request. By dinner, the folder sat beside my plate. My heart pounded, but I kept my face calm. Mom eyed it suspiciously. What's that supposed to be? I slid it across the table. Records. Of everything I've paid for this family, Lily groaned. You're kidding. What is this, some kind of invoice? I flipped it open. Let's start simple, gas. That summer you begged for rides, Lily? I paid every time. Total, $482. Mom waved dismissively. Don't be ridiculous, I cut her off. Groceries. When Dad's hours got cut, who picked up the slack? Me. $1,209. Dad shifted in his chair, face tightening. I read louder. School supplies, notebooks, calculators, even your prom dress alterations, Lily. $796. Lily slammed her fork down. You're making this up! Receipts are in the folder, I said evenly. Mom's eyes narrowed. This is petty. No, I said, locking eyes with her. This is accountability. Utilities. When the power bill almost got shut off, who bailed us out? Me. $550. Dad rubbed his temple. Son, enough. I leaned forward. No, not enough. Because every time I stepped in, you called it help. But it wasn't help. It was sacrifice. My sacrifice. Silence stretched across the table. I continued, my voice steady. So here's the new system. From now on, every request comes with a price. If you want gas, groceries, tuition money, anything, it's written down. Payable upon request. Mom's face flushed red. How dare you treat us like strangers? You treated me like a wallet, I shot back. This is the only language you seem to understand, Lily glared. You're pathetic. Who does this to their own family? The same family, I said coldly, that drained my savings without asking. Dad finally looked at me, shame flickering in his eyes. You've made your point. Enough with the dramatics. This isn't drama, I said. It's the truth. Every line, every number, every dollar. I wrote them down so none of you can deny it anymore. Lily shoved her chair back. I'm not paying you for rides. That's insane. Then don't ask me for another one, I replied. Mom hissed. You're breaking this family apart. I met her glare. No, you broke it the moment you stole from me. The room went quiet. Forks rested, glasses untouched. Finally, I stacked the folder neatly in front of me. This stays with me. Next time you need something, you'll find the cost inside. No more free favors. No more pretending my effort is invisible, Dad cleared his throat. And if we refuse? I looked him dead in the eye. Then I refused too. No one spoke after that. The only sound was the clock ticking on the wall, each second heavier than the last. For the first time in my life, they had no quick response, no lecture, no guilt trip. Just silence. And in that silence, I felt something I'd never felt at this table before. Control. The air in the house felt different after that dinner. Colder. Heavier. Lily avoided me at breakfast, scrolling on her phone like I didn't exist. Mom muttered under her breath about how ungrateful children forget who raised them. Dad sat quietly, sipping his coffee, but when Mom left the kitchen, he leaned closer. You did the right thing, he whispered. I blinked. You're serious? He nodded, almost ashamed. I should have stood up sooner, but I didn't. I'm sorry. For once, I didn't hear cowardice in his voice. I heard regret. Later that week, Lily cornered me in the hallway. You happy now? She snapped. I raised an eyebrow. What did I do this time? My friends don't even invite me out anymore, she said bitterly. They say I'm boring now that I can't keep up. And guess whose fault that is? I crossed my arms. Maybe it's not about me. Maybe they weren't real friends. Her voice cracked. Easy for you to say. You don't know what it's like being left out. I held her gaze. I do. I've been left out of this family for years. Welcome to my world. She stomped off, slamming her door. That night, Mom slammed the cabinet doors louder than usual. Bills, 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 she muttered. This house bleeds money. I kept my tone even. It bled my money for years. You just didn't notice. Her head snapped toward me. You think you're the hero? All you did was throw receipts in my face. No, I said quietly. All I did was stop letting you treat me like a backup plan, she scoffed. Selfish. That's what you are. I sacrificed so much, I cut her off. Sacrifice isn't sacrifice when you demand repayment. It's control, her lips pressed tight. For once, she had no comeback. The days turned into weeks, and the silence between us deepened. Lily's tantrums grew fewer but sharper. Mom's stress lines etched deeper across her forehead. Dad spent more time at work, or maybe just away. One evening, I walked past Lily's room and overheard her talking on the phone. No, I can't go. I don't have the money. Stop acting like I'm some loser. Fine, whatever, go without me. Her voice broke. I froze outside the door, torn between pity and justice. In the end, I kept walking. At dinner that weekend, Mom sighed as she spread the bills across the table. I don't understand. Everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, tuition. It's endless. Dad glanced at me, then back at her. Maybe it feels harder now because you never noticed how much he was covering before. Her jaw tightened. So now you're taking his side? He set his fork down. No, I'm facing reality. He was right. We leaned on him more than we admitted. I almost dropped my glass. Dad, of all people, said it out loud. Lily stabbed her food with her fork. This family is falling apart. No, I said gently, surprising myself. It's not falling apart. It's just being honest for the first time, she glared. Easy for you to say when you don't care about anyone but yourself, I sighed. That's not true. I care, I always cared. But caring doesn't mean killing myself to keep you comfortable. The table went silent again. The silence wasn't angry this time. It was heavy, like everyone knew the truth but couldn't admit it. As I sat there, I realized something strange. I hadn't lifted a finger to get revenge, but karma was already working. Lily's friends drifted away. Mom wrestled with bills. Dad finally saw the cracks in the picture he once pretended was perfect. And me? For the first time, I didn't feel trapped. I felt free. Months passed like smoke. I moved into a small apartment, peeling paint, squeaky pipes, rent that ate half my paycheck. But every time I locked the door, it was mine. No lectures, no guilt. No family meetings. Just silence and freedom. One afternoon, I got a call from Dad. His voice was low. "Lily, she failed one of her core classes. Lost her scholarship." I leaned back in my chair. "I'm not surprised," he sighed. "Your mom's struggling. She thinks maybe you could..." "Stop right there," I cut in. "I'm not swooping in again. Not this time." The line went quiet before he whispered, "I understand," and hung up. Weeks later, I heard a knock at my door. When I opened it, Mom stood there, her eyes red, her hands shaking. "She didn't even say hello. Can I come in?" she asked softly. I stepped aside, watching her clutch her purse like it held her pride. She sat at my little kitchen table, staring at the cracks in the wall. "Your sister's life is falling apart. She barely leaves her room. Her friends don't call anymore. She needs help," I folded my arms. "And by help, you mean money." Her lips trembled. "It's not just about money. It's about family. We need you. I need you." The words landed heavy, but not in the way she intended. "Funny," I said. "You never needed me until Lily couldn't stand on her own." She flinched. "Don't talk like that." "I did my best." "No," I said, pulling a folder from the drawer. I slid it across the table. The bold letters on the front read, "Family debt payable upon request." She hesitated, then opened it. Inside was every receipt, every note, every cost I'd covered over the years. Gas money, utilities, groceries, books, Lily's endless extras. Her breath caught. You kept track?" "I had to," I replied. "Because you never did." Tears welled in her eyes. "I never thought..." "I never realized how much you gave up," I shook my head. "You realized. You just ignored it. Because it was easier to pretend I'd always cover the difference." She pressed the folder shut. "So this is it? You're done with us?" I leaned forward, steady and calm. "I'm done with the drama. I don't do guilt trips anymore. I don't do silent sacrifices. From now on, I only deal in balance sheets. Clear, honest, fair." Her voice cracked. "You sound like a stranger." "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe this is who I've always been, and you just never wanted to see it." She stood, clutching the folder to her chest. For a moment, she looked like a woman I didn't recognize. Small, broken, vulnerable. "I thought family meant helping each other," she whispered. "It does," I replied softly. "But helping doesn't mean draining one person dry while the others feast. That's not family. That's exploitation." She didn't argue. She didn't shout. She just turned toward the door, her shoulders slumped under the weight of truth. When the door closed behind her, I sat in the silence. No guilt twisted in my stomach. No shame burned in my chest. For the first time, I felt free. My apartment wasn't perfect. My life wasn't glamorous. But it was mine. And that was enough. The first family gathering after everything felt like walking into a different house. Same walls, same furniture, but the air wasn't heavy anymore. It was cautious, quiet. Mom greeted me at the door. "You came," she said, her voice careful. "I said I would," I replied, stepping inside. "But don't expect anything else." She nodded, no protest. That alone felt strange. At the table, Lily avoided my eyes until she finally blurted, "I got a job. Part-time at the bookstore." I raised an eyebrow. "Really?" She nodded quickly. "Yeah. I mean, it's not much, but I'm paying for my own clothes now." I smiled faintly. "Good. That's how it should be." Mom's fork scraped against her plate. "She's trying, you know." "I see that," I said. "And I respect it. But it doesn't erase the past." Lily frowned. "Do you hate me?" I shook my head. "No, but I won't carry you anymore." The silence that followed was thick, broken only when Dad cleared his throat. I've started taking over the bills. I didn't realize how much you'd been covering until it all fell apart." I glanced at him. "It's good you're finally stepping up." He looked down, embarrassed, but there was a small spark in his voice I hadn't heard before. Mom tried again. "We're learning." "Good," I said simply. Dinner went on quietly, but the storm that used to hang over the table wasn't there anymore. It was replaced by something else, uneasy respect. Afterward, as I stood by the doorway, Mom touched my arm. Her voice was softer than I'd ever heard it. "You've changed." I met her eyes. "No, I just stopped letting you control me." Her lips pressed into a thin line. "I don't know how to be your mother anymore." "You don't have to figure it out tonight," I replied. "Just treat me like a son, not a wallet." She didn't answer, but her eyes said enough. I left with no guilt, no anger clinging to me. Only peace. Back in my apartment, I sat at my small desk and opened my notebook, the one where I'd first written every sacrifice, every cost. At the bottom of the last page, I wrote, "Final entry, balance achieved." I leaned back, exhaling. For once, I didn't feel like the backup plan. I felt like myself. Family gatherings would still happen. I'd still show up. But my money, my time, my energy, they were mine first. Always. Lily was working. Dad was speaking. Mom was learning. The roles had shifted. The control was gone. And me? I didn't just donate savings. I donated boundaries. And in return, I gained the one thing I'd been searching for all along: freedom.